Hello, welcome to day 5 of my vlogging on anxiety. Today I'm back on my normal sleeping pattern again, taking my medications on time. A couple videos back I talked about where I had a stressful evening and everything was off whack a little bit. Now I'm back to where I should be. Haven't had too bad of a stressful day. Didn't get as much done as I wanted to. It's holiday time. I want to get my Christmas tree put up. And since I'm one that deals with anxiety and stuff and I want things done a certain way, the tree didn't get put up yet today. I'm a little stressed out about that, but what helped make the day better was my son was here for a few hours after school, so we got to hang out, got to talk, found out some things going on with his life right now, and I'm glad that my son's comfortable with talking to me about things. I'm thankful for that. So on that, I just want to talk about the upcoming holidays. December is a hard time for a lot of people, not just for those that deal with anxiety disorders or panic disorders. There's a lot of people that deal with depression, and sometimes it's only seasonal depression this time of year. We've got a lot of people dealing with the loss of loved ones, a lot of people feeling the financial pressure of the holidays, where they feel that, they've got to buy this or buy that, or they've got a loved one in the family that really, really wanted something specific, and they go beyond their means and out of the way to try to get those things, and sometimes they go without to make sure that their loved ones get what they can, and that's just a lot of added stress. My suggestion is, if you know anybody stressing out like that, financially we can't always help those out there, but if you can give a little to help somewhere or to help donate to the charities that help the children, that's a good way of helping relieve some of the stress, because there are a lot of people out there signed up for programs where churches and other places in the communities help with the children, and it's kind of nice for the kids that come from families that can't always do the best during the holidays because of the struggles they have, and especially with today's economy. I know for myself, luckily I kind of planned ahead a little bit, did a majority of my shopping for immediate family ahead of time, and I'm almost done with everything. Financially, it's still stressful on the wife and I to do so, but by doing it earlier in the year and not doing everything all last minute, that's kind of helped. It's a new routine and habit that I'm trying to put myself into. Just sharing some of the things, because with my anxiety, I obsess on things when I think about them. It's not always negative obsessing, and it's not always worrying. It's just okay, I remember so-and-so in my family wanted this. So in my mind, I think ahead of time, when would be the best time for me to get this? Not just financially, but I also shop for deals. And whether people believe it or not, Black Friday is not always the best time to buy things. Cyber Monday's not always the best time to buy things. So if I can, and ahead of time, see something at a better price than what I know to be later on, I don't mind buying it and setting it back and holding on to it. In fact, one year I bought something for someone, and I bought it so early in the year. Come the time of the holiday, I forgot that I had it because I didn't put it up with Christmas items, so to say. So they ended up... it waited around for another year, and it was given to them a year after that. But no harm, no foul there. Just ask for you all to keep those through the holidays in your mind and your thoughts. It's a very stressful time of year for basically everybody, and you all may not deal with anxiety on the level that I have, but I guarantee 90% of everybody out there right now is feeling the pressure of the holidays, feeling the stress of it, and have some anxious feelings of this or that. Is so-and-so going to like this that I may have got for them, or am I going to be able to swing getting this for that person? And, whether they realize the discomfort as a form of anxiety, I can assure you that, that about 90% of everybody out there is going to be feeling some sort of pressure that will make you feel a little anxious about things. And, like I said, it'd just be a small portion of how normal people with anxiety and panic disorders feel, but it'll be there. And for you all, I'm sympathetic towards y'all because I know what it's like when it's just the smallest bit of anxiety to the full-blown anxiety and panic attacks. It's not easy for anybody, and I just want to give my condolences out to any of those right now that are feeling the sadness of the holidays coming up due to not having certain loved ones or family members around. It's not just people who have lost family members. There's people this time of year dealing with their loved ones that are overseas due to the military, whether it be a son, a daughter, a brother, a sister, a spouse. Several people are just not going to be able to be with their family this year, and that alone can make people sad. Or there's going to be people with high-risk jobs that work all year round that don't get the holidays off, so they don't get to spend that day or that morning with their family and loved ones. They spend it with their work partners to make sure that our country and our communities are safe. And for those people, I want to personally say thank you for doing your jobs to help keep things going smoothly here in America for us. I feel right now maybe I'm kind of rambling. That's another anxious thing. I think I'm feeling anxious trying to talk about the holidays and the missing of people and stuff. Because I won't lie, I've got a lot of friends that I've lost over the past and some family members past and fairly present. I miss them dearly. I have different holiday traditions now that I've been remarried to my second wife. I mentioned before I went through a divorce from my first marriage that I have my child with, and now I'm remarried, and my holiday traditions have completely changed, and that's been a big thing for me. Going from one way of doing holidays to another way of doing holidays, and when you're someone like me, you get stuck on having things a certain way, and I love my family to death, and I'm doing everything I can to adapt and adjust. It's just December's probably the hardest month on me throughout the whole year. I dread it. A lot of that has to do with past childhood things. I'm not going to say I had on Christmas, so to say, I didn't have terrible days. My mom and stuff went out of her way to make sure that all the kids were happy around Christmas, but I had a biological father that made certain holidays not pleasant for me, and come this time of year, a lot of those thoughts come back, and they just kind of sit right back here. I used to act out because of it. I used to be a jerk to everybody because of it. And my biological father made me feel like my whole life I didn't deserve anything. So, people ask me, the few people that shop for me that, well, what do you want, Josh? Nothing. And the reason that I'm so quick to that response is it's not because I want to be greedy and say, well, I want this or I want that or this, that, or the other. It's for years it was instilled in my head from my biological father that I didn't deserve nothing. I was worthless. I didn't. And now I'm an adult of my own, and I tell myself it's okay. Yeah, I do. I am a good person. I do deserve things. The things he said weren't true. Even though I can sit here on camera and tell you all that, in the back of my mind, there's just a little tiny piece left. It used to be all my head that made me feel that way. but there's still just that tiny little piece that I've not been able to etch out yet that still haunts me. I still hear that voice from time to time of my biological father, and you know, as sad as it is to say that part of him still has consumed and controls a small portion of what my life is today, the more I let go, the better I become. And if any of y'all are dealing with things like that, I can tell you it's not easy, but I also can tell you the more that you let go of the past, live for the future, it slowly gets better with time. And I'm seeing the changes in that. It's still not easy. My wife will ask me what I want, and my biggest thing, other than how I feel about what my biological father says, is I want to be sure everybody else has what they need first. I want to be sure that if I can do something to help somebody else that needs help, I want to be sure that they get that before I let my wife shop for me. So usually she's stuck the day before Christmas running around Walmart or stores like that are sold out of everything shopping for me, because I want to be sure everything else is taken care of before I consider myself in that aspect. And it really aggravates her. I'm going to try to do a little different this year. Once I pay the rest of the bills off for the month, I'm going to give her a set limit and try to let her shop ahead of time. We'll see. I've got a few more subscribers. I want to thank you all for subscribing. If you've made it this far in the video for watching, I want to thank you for watching. I think tomorrow I'm going to try to get a video up earlier, but it's going to be me working with one of my hobbies. I want to talk to you all about what I'm doing and how it helps me cope and deal with stress. Even though my hobbies can cause stress, it's a fun stress, if that makes sense. Not all stress has to be bad stress, I guess. But it occupies my mind of the negativity or the obsessive thought and worry that causes the anxiety. So tomorrow's video, I'm going to try to put it on a different block compared to other videos, but still explain how it's helping me. So maybe, hopefully, anybody else watching this that deals with any forms of anxiety or even possibly depression can maybe see that there are other outlets out there. It doesn't take place in my medication, and it's not meant to replace my medication, but it's something for me to do that for that short period of time that I'm working with it, my mind is dedicated and devoted to that. I can take everything else and put it behind me. And I've had so much going on this week dealing with phone calls that needed to be taken care of and stuff. I haven't had time to do something like that for myself this week. So my goal tomorrow is get my Christmas tree up and then sit down with my hobby thing. So I'm going to end this video here. I will do another video tomorrow. And once again, thank you all for watching. And I'll leave my email in description if you want to talk, communicate. Or like I said in my last video, I would like to do a question and answer. If anybody's curious or wants to know anything or has any suggestions, please comment. I will respond to comments. I'll once I get enough questions asked or comments left, I will do a live video on the questions and answers. All right, thank you. Bye.